making some muffins today. Now what we're going to do with the muffins is first of all make up the sort of creamy muffin sort of batter mix, if you like. Mix all the ingredients together, get it nice and creamy. Now once we've done that, we can then decide what we want to put in to make these muffins really nice. Now, you know, you can put things like chocolate in there, or we've got blueberries, banana. I mean, it's entirely up to you what you want to put in your muffins. But I'm just going to first of all make up the sort of muffin batter mix. Once we've got that, we can decide what we want to put in there, and I'm sure they're all going to be delish. Now just before we make this batter mix, I just want to quickly run you through the ingredients we're going to use. Now first of all, the ingredients I'm talk about are these ones here. That is going to be the dry mix, because what we're going to do is have a dry mix and then a wet mix, and then we're going to blend them together, and then you get this nice creamy sort of muffin mix. So first of all, I'm just going to go through these ingredients, which is going to make up the dry mix. Now what we've got is 250 grams of self-raising flour. Then we've got 50 grams of muscovado sugar, sort of brown sugar, 125 grams of caster sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which is bicarbonate of soda. Then we've got half a teaspoon of salt, a little sprinkle of cinnamon, not very much, but just a little bit. So that there is all the sort of dry mix. So we're going to put that in a bowl. Then for the rest of the ingredients, we've got these ones here, which are going to be the wet mix. Now what I'm going to use is half that block of butter, so 125 grams of butter, and we're actually going to melt that. Then I've got about a third of a pint, so we're looking at about 175 ml, and that's full fat, like whole milk. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then we've got 2 eggs. So we're going to put that in a bowl. So I'm just going to move everything out of the way and get a couple of bowls, and we're going to start making up this wet and dry mixture. So first of all, I'm going to get a sieve, just pop that over there. I'm going to tip the flour in and, you know, really just sieve it. Really, you just want to tap it through really, from a little height. I think this just helps to get a bit of air in there. That's it, done the flour. Now also with the bicarbonate soda, or the baking powder, just sieve that as well. Goes through pretty quick. There's a few bits left. Now we're going to add the sugar. Now obviously I'm using a mix of 2 sugars. First one is the caster sugar, and then we've got the muscovado sugar. But if you didn't have both sugars, you could just use, you know, the caster sugar, 175 grams of that. Then I've got that salt, again not too much, just half a teaspoon. And finally a little sprinkle of cinnamon. So I've got the dry mix in that bowl, and I'm going to get on with the wet mix. Now first of all, I've got half a block of butter, that's 125 grams, and what I'm going to do is put it in the microwave and just melt it really. Don't go overboard and sort of cook it for too long, just until it melts, and then we can pour it straight in this bowl. So I've just melted my butter. It's like, you know, 20 or so seconds really, just until it melts. Then we've got the milk, and that's 175 ml. And I've got the vanilla extract. I'm just going to use roughly about 1 teaspoon of that, just a tiny little bit more. Then I've got a couple of eggs. Try not to get the shell in there. I mean, what you can do is maybe if you have a little bowl there, so in case you make a mess. So we've got the eggs in there, and all the wet mix is ready to go, so we've just got to mix it up now. So now what we've got is the dry mix and the wet mix. So what we're going to do is just give that a gentle stir like a wooden spoon. And this one, I'm just going to use like a whisk there. I mean, obviously if you've got the little machine and that, ideal, but I'm just going to use a hand whisk. Sit here really and whisk this up. Take a little while, but just keep, you know, mixing it up until it's all nicely mixed. So I've just been mixing mine really for a couple of minutes, just to make sure it's all nicely mixed up. Now what I'm going to do is mix up with a wooden spoon the dry mix. So again, I'm just going to give it a light little mix. That's it. Next of all, just going to make a little whirl there. And we're going to pick up the wet mix and just start adding it in really. Just try and get all the flour nicely combined. Give it a good mix. It could take a good few minutes or so, and get it all, you know, nice and creamy. Now what I'm going to do is, in a moment, once I've got it sort of a little bit mixed up, I'm going to change over to my whisk. So I'll just carry on doing this, probably for, you know, 3 or 4 minutes or so. Get it all nicely mixed and no lumps, so it's all nice and creamy and all the flour's been absorbed. And that'll just about do it, I think. And just to show you what it's like, look at that, nice and sort of creamy. Now it's a good idea just to taste it. I know it's got raw eggs, but we're only going to have a little bit, look, just a little bit. Try it. That's nice. Nice sweetness, but not too much. That's going to be a nice muffin mix. So that's your basic muffin mix. And what we're going to do now is to actually decide what we're going to put in the muffins. Now you could just have just all chocolate, or chocolate and banana, or blueberries. You can choose whatever you want to put in your own muffins. Now at this point, if you want to go for like chocolate muffins, you could add some cocoa powder. Now if you put that in, it will just give the mixture a bit sort of more colour and a bit more chocolatey. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip half the mixture from that bowl into another bowl, and then I can sort of separate it. I can have maybe chocolate and banana on one side, and then we can have blueberries on the other side. So it just gives you a bit more flexibility. So what I'm going to do is just tip half that mixture in that bowl we used earlier. Now what I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to put those blueberries in there. So this is just going to be blueberry muffins. On this side, I'm going to put the chocolate. So I'm going to chop up the chocolate into small cubes, mix that in, and then we can start putting some of this into the sort of muffin cases. And then just at the end, when the sort of mixture's gone down a little bit, I'm just going to add a bit of banana. So you'll have chocolate ones, chocolate and banana, and then you're going to have blueberry ones. So let's start adding the ingredients. Now with the blueberries, as I say, it's like a good handful. Just put those in, and we're just going to give that a quick mix. So just give it a stir. You don't need to stir it very much, just enough to kind of get everything mixed up. That'll do. Just leave that there for a minute. So the blueberry one's done. We just sort of lightly mixed it up. Now I'm just going to move that bowl back a little bit, and I'm just going to get a little chopping board because I want to chop up my bar of chocolate. So I'm just going to chop this up into little chunky bits, and then we're going to put it into that muffin mix. And again, I'm just going to chop it down the other way as well. Right, so let's put that in the bowl. I'm just going to grab that, pop it all in, just give it a gentle stir around. And the next thing I'm going to do is smooth things back a little bit and move that out of the way. And I'm just going to get our little sort of tray where we're going to have the muffin cases, and then we're going to start pouring this mixture into the muffin cases and then get it in the oven. Now I'm going to start off with the ones with the sort of blueberries in there, and I'm just going to start pouring that in. What I'd say is you want to really kind of put the mixture about 2/3. I wouldn't go any bigger than that, otherwise you end up, it just gets too big. So I'll just carry on with the blueberry mixture, and then we'll start with the chocolate one. So I've got 4 of the blueberry one. Just finishing that up now. So now what I'm going to do is carry on with the chocolate ones. Just going to move that out of the way, bring that a little bit closer. And with the chocolate ones, I'm just going to do the same sort of thing. We'll see how we get on with the mixture, because I'd rather have a decent sized muffins than all of them a little bit small. So if we don't fill them all up, it's not the end of the world. But I'll just carry on filling up some of these. These are just going to be the chocolate ones. And what I'm going to do is, once I've used a bit of this mixture and filled up a few, I'm just going to add a little bit of crushed up banana, so you've got chocolate and banana. So I've just used some of the mixture up, and these are just chocolate without the banana. Now I've probably got enough for another 2 or 3 muffins. So what I'm going to do is get me banana, peel it, chop it, crush it, and I'm going to add it into this mixture, so you've got chocolate and banana ones. Give that a gentle stir, and then we're just going to fill up the rest of the muffin cases. Now with some of these chocolatey ones and the chocolate and banana ones, I'm just going to splash a little bit more chocolate. Oh, that one's a bit big. That's right, I'll leave that. But I was meaning to put slightly smaller pieces, just bobbling on top really. There you go. All done. So I've got my muffins all finished, bits of chocolate on top. Now obviously these two there, we never use those, so we've got 10. That's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into a preheated oven, temperature wise 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, gas mark 6, and I'll say you want to cook them for about 15, probably 20 minutes until they've gone nice and golden brown and are cooked inside. So let's put them straight in the oven and get them cooking. Now I've been cooking for just about 20 minutes and I think it's time to pull these out. They look absolutely scrummy. Look, nice golden brown colour, and you've got all those juices come out of those blueberries and the chocolate's still sitting there on top. Let's pull them out, let them cool down, and then we'll try some. Just going to put those lovely looking muffins. Look at that, looks scrummy yummy. Right, I've let my muffins cool down for about 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is move the tray out of the way, and I'm going to bring a plate, put all the muffins on there, take a quick picture, and then we're going to choose a few and slice them open and see what they look like. Now I'm just sitting there looking at these muffins thinking, which ones am I going to choose? Because it's kind of hard because they all look kind of nice in their own little way. This one looks really scrummy because you've got so much juice there. So I think I'm going to go for that one, even though this one at the back looks really nice as well, but I'm going to take this one. Then we've got the sort of banana one. Now this one's got quite a lot of chocolate. This one not so much, and I don't know, it's a difficult one. I think I'm going to go for this one, right? Less chocolate on the top. And then of course we've got to take a chocolate one. Now I'm actually going to take this one at the back here. So I've chosen my three. I'm going to move that out of the way and I'm going to bring these into view. They look really nice. So I've got my 3 muffins, and I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to kind of unwrap them really. I'll leave them on the wrapper, but just sort of, you know, butterfly them out. So look at that one, with that juice, that would be really nice. That's so juicy, you've got, look, juicy bits in there. So good. And again, finally this one. So let's chop those open and see what's inside. Now I'm just going to grab my knife, cut through that. Look at that. I'll leave that there so you can see. That one to me looks like the chocolatey one. This one, and again, let them harden up a little bit if you want. Look, this is moist and beautiful. This is the blueberry one. And then finally, we've got the one with the chocolate and the banana. Look, open it out. They all look scrummy yummy. I'm just going to try some of that and see how they are. Ooh. So let's just try a little bit of that. Let's just pull a bit off. Oh, this is really nice. Look, lovely. It's kind of really soft. That is really nice. I think that's a chocolate one. This one's got chocolate and banana. That's lovely as well. The one I'm really kind of looking forward to is this one, because it looks so appealing with all this sort of blueberry juices. Let me just try that. That is delicious. I love it. I hope you do too. Make sure you cook them enough, but don't cook them too much. I'll say roughly about 20 minutes and you get a really nice moist muffin. Put your own things in there, what you fancy, you know, the world's your oyster. So go and cook it, enjoy. Thanks for watching The Original Naked Chef.